This is Rebel Rod on YouTube with yet another RodCast about solutions in a broken democracy. It's been brought up many times in every party that we have to do something about the tax code. It has to be something that can sustain us through our Social Security deficits and other intricate issues in our economy. Funding things like the GamePlan here in Warren County to help feed, warm, house, teach, and love our struggling citizens. There is no simpler solution than a flat tax across the board for every American. I personally would do it at a quarter. 25% of all your earned income would go into a fund distributed in increments to localities, states, and the federal government. It would be fun to watch them try to divide 25 cents into three. I think the federal government should get the most. I think the state government should get the second most. And I think the municipalities should get the third most. And the reason for that is because we can invest here at home ourselves. If we have a broken light, we know that it needs fixed. We don't have to have Washington send down a task force for broken lights to tell us. Simple Southern logic. Once we invoked this flat tax, you would have to make sure people paid it. It should be simple because it should be on every single statement they have as we do away with cash. No more money. Everything operates off the EFT transfers on things like com data cards or vanilla reloadable gift cards or whatever. Once you get done with that, there will be no more tax refunds to be abused by some receiving $10,000 or near, although they haven't paid or worked in very much at all. Saving the federal government a ton of money and making every working American be responsible enough to budget and work. Are programs out there that are so bitched about, like welfare, Social Security, disability, Social Security, and all the other programs, would be covered because of the amount of money saved and the ability to track all of the dark web type purchases that alleviate the taxes and necessary regulation committees that we use for things like offshore gambling and offshore drugs. Two major players in the hidden world economy. This EFT transfers would be held accountable, much like the SARS reports. Anything suspicious would be printed off and sent immediately to one of our government agencies in order for them to do research and make sure that it is for the betterment of man and not crippling them like some of these gambling institutions. If you're gambling too much, we can address it by sending you literature, telling you stories about people who have overcame gambling, as well as some of the tragedies that have came with it. We could use things on a state level, like the lottery, to fund things inside our own states. Maybe even have the Mothers of Mercy Act kick in the lottery money into the education section of the 5 funded economic plans that are inside the Mothers of Mercy 3.2 Act. This flat tax would make you understand how to budget your money instead of doing the guesswork about whether or not you'll get free money from the government to bail us out and make us have a false sense of an economy when it's struggling, making it seem like it's not. We must take the responsibilities for our own actions in this country. And the first thing that has to happen is we have to tell the truth. We have to pay our taxes. And we have to vote against oppression, division, and Donald J. Trump. I'm telling you this because my family was responsible, as they were the founding family, from John all the way to Andrew Jackson and Andrew Jackson Donaldson, for the beginning of the Democratic Party, a party that has to step up in its efforts to market against this oppressive individual who disregarded and disrespected the state of New Mexico, not only with his idealism of a wall being built, but by calling Senator John McCain a veteran, a loser, saying that a missing POW soldier was not his kind of soldier, when he turned down his release to stay behind with his men. That is a soldier that we should all be proud of. Vote Democratic and stay tuned to my RodCast. And thank you.